Okay, guys, let's just start. I started early today. So, hey, how's everyone doing today? Haven't been streaming in a while, been super busy. But from now on, I'm going to hopefully regain my schedule. 8 on Fridays, 6 on Wednesdays. Hopefully that'll work out. Most likely Fridays will work a bit better. Wednesdays, I'm pretty busy most of the time. So, yeah, but it's good to see everybody. Not sure how many people are coming to share their stories today. It could just be me talking to you guys, or just I have a bunch of stories right here from people that have sent me emails. They don't want to come on here. They want me to talk about it, which is okay. But if you guys have any crazy ass stories you guys want to share, send it to horrorstudio1@gmail.com. Blank email, and I'll send you the link. Okay. Anything to say to me? I'm almost at 50K. Thank you, everybody. I will, listen to you praise me on here. I guess just if you watch my videos a lot, then I guess you can come in and talk to me for a bit as well, if that's cool. So thank you guys so much for coming once again. We got a bunch of emails to read. Let's start with a fan letter. So this is not a scary story, but it's written by a fan of mine. Somebody just, all right, scared me there. Break and enter, dude. So I have a fan letter that I'm going to share with you guys, and it's from my fan, Alyssa, who has actually sent me this 1 month ago. And I was too busy to read it. Sorry, Alyssa, but if you're reading this, if you're listening to this, thank you so much. And she says, "Dear Horror Studio 1, I'm a pretty new subscriber. I recently only found out about channels like yours. I don't live under a rock or anything, I just didn't know. Haha. I'm a spiritual healer, so I bless and cleanse houses and people for a living. I also work as a consultant for local ghost hunting groups in my area. I had a lot of paranormal experiences." All right, green, my man, mute yourself. Green, you have to mute yourself, dude. I'm doing the intro, man. Is that me? Yo, green. Yo, like, are you not listening? Yeah, okay. Green, dude, you just let me. All right, thanks for coming. 1 second. I gotta read my fan letter. Okay, so green will be the first one. So, anyways, enough of that. LOL. I just really wanted to tell you I enjoy your narrations and listening to your own life stories. I love your voice. It's soothing and sexy. Thanks. You also have an energy in your voice that really helps me make the stories come to life. I am nearly blind, so it is nice to be able to relax and listen to a topic I love, read by such a nice voice. Thank you for doing what you do. Thank you, Alyssa, and thank you for your email. Yeah, but if you do listen to my videos, hopefully you'll catch this one. I put it in the very beginning, so you may be able to catch it. And yeah, I want to thank you for everything as well. And maybe, if you live in the US or something, maybe if I ever come over, we can go ghost hunting together or just meet up for coffee or something, dude. Thank you. Okay, so before we get to the other stuff, we have Green. Hey, man, are you still there? Sorry, dude. I was reading a fan letter, dude. Are you gonna... Wait, I think I muted the guy. Oops. No, he muted himself. Yeah, you mute your self, dude. So are you ready to share your story yet? Probably not yet. All I can see is his ceiling, so he's probably out of the room or playing a game or in the bathroom. So let's get to some crazy, scary stories that have been sent to me. And if you guys have any of your own, please send it to my email, and I'll send you the link. Sound good? Cool. Okay, so Home Alone scary story. This may be better. This happened to me about 2 years ago when I was staying at my dad's house playing Xbox Live with my dad's German Shepherd dog. The German Shepherd dog was downstairs laying on the couch where I was playing Call of Duty. This was during the nighttime. I heard footsteps outside of my dad's house. I heard the doorknob turn in the garage. Luckily, my dad's German Shepherd dog started barking. She was clawing at the door like she wanted to. After the guy, I unlocked the door and I took my dad's German Shepherd outside to find the person. About 5 minutes after, I went back in the house. I heard the noise again. I went outside again with the dog and found nothing as I went back playing Xbox Live when I heard footsteps in the garage this time.
When I turned on the lights, there I saw the man holding a knife. The guy started coming at me with the knife. The dog jumped at the guy and bit his arm. The guy dropped it, and I pinned him to the ground. I called the cops, and they came and took the man away to jail. If it wasn't for my dad's German Shepherd, she saved my life from that psychopath. Okay, the reason I'm reading it like this, I know a lot of people give me shit for my, bad reading sometimes. This guy put no, but thank you for your story. Zombie is his name. Zombie. Okay, it's a gamer name, but thank you so much, dude. That was intense. A dog took down like a guy with a knife. That's insane. First time I ever heard of something like that. But yeah, hopefully, well, you're safe. So let's not meet. All right. Okay, so we have a bit more paranormal stories. Hey, Green, are you back? You are back. Yo, buddy, you want to unmute yourself, dude? Sorry about that. Green. He's probably camera shy. Green, I think you can unmute yourself with your phone. I think you're using. Because I didn't mute you, so you can unmute yourself, actually. It's not ready? Okay, fine. So this one is another paranormal story, and this one's pretty interesting. I'll probably put it in a video uh, in a bit, but for now, I guess I'll just read it. And it's by Chris. The story I'm about to tell you happened to me about 8 years ago. I had just started working as a doorman for a nightclub or a strip club before it was remodeled. It was a penthouse owned by an old rich recluse back in the late 70s. It was said she was murdered where the dance floor is on the second floor. As soon as I started, I having a bad feeling about this place. But at first, I put it down to nerves at starting at a new job. Nothing really happened for about a week, and I just about forgot about the whole thing until closing time that night. We had just ushered all the patrons out, feeling tired after a long night. Me and the manager sat down for a beer. After talking for about 5 minutes, a wine glass flew off the rack towards our table, smashing on the floor. The manager looked at me and said she must be pissed about something. I said, "Who?" "The old lady," he said. I just wanted to get out of there, but not wanting to look like a coward, I just laughed it off, which to this day I regret. The next few days, she made it known that for some reason she did not like me there and wanted me gone. First, it started with me seeing her reflection in mirrors on the stage where the girls would dance. She would just stare at me with hate in her eyes. After that night, nothing happened for a few days. I thought she was done with me, but I was so wrong. After a few small instances of her making herself known, the last is what made me quit, and I never stepped foot in that place since. It was closing time, and after all the patrons left, the manager asked me to check the bathrooms for stragglers. First, I checked the male toilet. It was empty. After that, I walked into the female toilet announcing who I was. I checked every stall coming to the last one. I could see 2 feet thinking it was a girl who had drunk too much and fell asleep. I knocked loudly on the door asking, Miss, are you okay?" After getting no reply, I got worried thinking she may need medical attention. I barged the door in, and what I saw will be with me till I die. A woman standing there right in front of me. All I remember to this day is that she had no eyes, and the scream she let out was ungodly. The manager found me passed out on the floor. He heard it as well. To this day, we both have trouble talking about it. This one sounds like an Asian horror story. I don't know why. A lot of Asian stories have the girl and the screaming and all that. All right, so our friend Green has left. I'm pretty sure. Just wanted to say hi to his good friend Haley. So if you guys have any more of your own stories, you guys can always send me a blank email, and you can come in and talk about it. Let's see. Let's look at the chat. So
we can actually answer some questions first. You know, it's good at what I mean. It's good that no one's here, so I can do whatever the hell I want. So I feel like answering some questions in the chat maybe, because there's hundreds or so people here. My email is horrorstudio1@gmail.com. So just my YouTube name at gmail.com. Yeah. So I'm looking at the chat right now. I love your stories. Thank you, Catherine. I'll acknowledge you, handsome Squidward. What's your favorite country? I don't know, man. I don't do that stuff. Come on. Everybody's great. Okay, so let's do one more story, and then if you guys have any of your own stories, send me an email, okay? I think this one should be pretty good. It's by Aurora. Hey there. I have a true story that I would like to share. Maybe you can use it in a wedding-themed true scary story, or as a random true story. Yeah, maybe I will do that. But I was wondering if you can put me as anonymous for it. Fuck. Sorry, I already called your name, but I didn't say your full name. It's for protection reasons. Sorry. I didn't read this beforehand. I'm such an idiot. All right, so just forget about her name. Just forget about her name. Now on to the story. Before I get to the horrifying part of the story, one sec. Sorry, guys, I have to stop midway. All right, let's go. Before I get to the horrifying part of the story, I should start with a little backstory. When my mom was in her early 20s. Oh, dudes. Okay, hey, yeah, okay, so, just mute your mic, and then after the story, I'll cue you back in, okay, Green? You want to try talking in, or a response would be nice.
Back.
Do you have a problem? Do you have a story? If not, then I'm just gonna eject you, dude. All right. Okay, cool. Good job. Okay, so we're not gonna hear from him again, okay? Dudes, come on now. We should be over this. Before I get to the horrifying part of the story, I think I should start with a little backstory. When my mom was in her early 20s, she met a man that, well, changed parts of her life. Let's just call him Michael. After a short while, they began to date each other and were in love. Then, they eventually married. But Michael had trouble always following him. He had a criminal record. Starting when he was a teen, he would get into trouble for drug-related reasons, and he would always ruin his parole, and end up in jail. And that wasn't the worst part of it. When he wasn't in jail, he would abuse my mother, beating her up and calling her horrible things. Like she was fat, stupid, and so worthless that she couldn't handle herself without him. He would even try to prevent my mother from going to work just to get her to stay at home. This went on for years, but luckily he was in prison more often, and my mother would live life as a single mother to our little brother. During that time, me and my sister were living with our grandparents, and we would often visit my mother sometimes and hang out with her. Even though Michael was horrible, his rest of the family were the sweetest family that we known. They treated my mother like she was their daughter and their sister. They loved me and my siblings, and they would spoil us for Christmas and birthdays. I considered them my second family, and I liked them very much. One of my step-uncles, one of Michael's brothers, invited us to his wedding. We all dressed in our Sunday best and drove up to the church far from the city and closer to the mountains. It turned out to be a beautiful wedding. It was a mix of a normal American wedding and an Indian wedding, because my uncle's wife was from India. We were having a wonderful time.
After the wedding, everyone went outside to do family pictures with the bride and groom. During that time, that was when Michael finally showed up. By then, he had been out of prison and was on parole. From the start, he seemed calm and was talking to my little brother. From that, I thought things were going to be all right. But I was horribly wrong. While I was hanging out outside with the wedding guests, I heard Michael screaming at my mother again. I didn't hear much because of the argument. My sister began to yell at him. This part I heard, and the next thing Michael said to my sister was the final straw for my mother. Michael began to call my sister a horrible name. My mother got so angry that she quickly took us to the car. As we were about to back out of the parking lot, Michael came running towards the car and began to open the door to the car. Luckily, my mom had locked those doors. He yelled at her to get out of the car and was hitting the glass of the window. I was beginning to get really scared. I prayed to God that he wouldn't get into the car and hurt us. By then, my uncle and his mother tried to stop Michael so he wouldn't hurt us. Michael then stormed off. With Michael gone, his mother and uncle apologized for his behavior and wanted us to go back to the reception. But after that event, my mother didn't want to stay there much longer because she felt embarrassed and scared. She wanted to drive us home. She decided to do that. Luckily, there's a good ending to this horrible story. Michael ended up back in prison for a longer sentence after breaking his parole so many times. My mother is still married to him, but at least she doesn't have to deal with him anymore. We're still close to his family. They still apologize for what happened on that day. And ever since, we were much closer to them and would count on them for anything. I'm just so proud that on that day, my mother didn't give in to him. Her thoughts were protecting me and my siblings. Great story, dude. Great fucking story. Kudos to your mom, but why is she married to him still, man? Why are you? Come on, why is she still married to him? Okay, so there's people. Looks like they want to. I'm sending them a link or something. I don't know, guys. Just I guess if you guys want to come in, I'll send you guys a link. Okay, great fucking story, dude. Serious. Kudos to your mom, by the way. Yeah. Sorry, dudes. So you guys want to come in, send me a blank email. I am Chinese. I'm Chinese, man. Ching Chong. My last name is Ching Chong. Come on, man. All right, so let's get... Yeah, if you guys have any questions, let's do a bit Q&A. I got to rest my voice or something. Can we send you a story? Yeah, you can send me a story without being in a video, dude. Yeah, I can totally do that. Yeah, Ching Chao, man. You know what it is. Yeah, man. All right, so there's not a lot of questions. Let's get back to another. Ching Chong Big Dong, yeah. Exactly, man. All right, I'm gonna read your story right here. Let's do it. It's by Stone Jedi, because he sent me a story and I think he's been wanting me to read it for a while. Let's just do it for you. Have I read this before? Okay, well, I'm pretending I haven't. So let's just read this story. Wait a minute, sorry guys, just sending a few links. That's what happens when you have nobody here with you but yourself. That's what happens, man. That's what friggin' happens, dudes. Bruz. Okay, let me start off by saying that I am a Christian, and the title is My Paranormal Experience at an Abandoned Asylum. Let me start off by saying that I am a Christian, but I made a horrible decision. I still pray that God will forgive me and allow me to enter heaven. I am a male and I'm 16. Here is my experience. All right, dude. Hey, bro. Jose, you want to mute your mic, dude?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Thanks, dude. I'll finish this. It happened a few weeks ago. I was over at a cousin's house for the night. For a while, we were playing video games from Call of Duty to Outlast. After we got done playing Outlast, we thought it would be a good idea to go to the Old State Mental Hospital to see if we can get some paranormal activity on video. One of my cousins, Jack, asked if I brought my Ouija board. Wait a minute, I read this before. I read this before. In the last video, I read this. Dude, seriously, Stone Jedi, I read your story, dude. Sorry, guys, if I totally read your story. I totally did. Okay, so let's go to Jose, because I read the story. It's in the last video. Jose. Hey, man, what's up?
What up?
Yo, you have a story today?
Well, if it's not too busy, I actually have a few concerning one of something that happened to my fiance and one that's actually been happening in my family.
Sure, go for it.
It's like, all right, do you know what the weeping woman in Mexico is called? La Llorona?
The Weeping Woman, what is the story behind that? I don't know.
Well, the weeping woman, she went into a depression. She drowned her two children. So now she roams the lands by the rivers crying for her children.
Okay.
So normally when you go by a lake, you'll start hearing, a woman crying. And when you look for the woman, you'll see a glowing woman in a gown just crying and saying, my children, where are my children? Now the story starts off with my grandmother when she was a teenager. They were pretty much picking on some girl at a campfire, and they started making her cry. As soon as she starts crying, they hear faint crying coming from somewhere else, and it gets louder and louder and louder. And next thing you know, it behind my grandmother happens to be, the weeping woman, and they all freak out and they all just run. That's what happened to my grandma. Now
How old was she when she saw this?
I am not sure. She was in her teenage. She was a teenager, so it was a long time ago. Now, it happened to my mom and my aunt. So, it happened to them. My mom started making fun of my aunt, and they used to live by a lake. And they made fun of my aunt. She was making fun of my aunt, and she started crying, and they hear crying a lot louder. And next thing you know, right across the lake, they see a woman glowing. And apparently, of course, in Mexico, everybody knows the story of La Llorona. And so they just ran all the way home. And with me, I haven't seen it, and it's just kind of scary. I seriously do hate going to Mexico.
Right.
It's just scary because of all these stories. Like, for my fiance, when she was a little kid, she visited Mexico, and you know how normally, you know what a hellhound looks like, would be mostly like a Doberman dog, right?
Right.
Well, there's a moment where my fiance's mother, she came into the door and she saw a Doberman at the foot of her bed. And, when she walked in, the dog growled at her and just jumped right out of the window. For the next 2 weeks, she has a really, really bad fever. Really bad fever that, goes to doctors, not making it any better, whatever. She freaks out. Of course, being religious, they go ahead and take her to a church, holy water, bless her and everything, and the next day she's completely fine. And it's pretty scary. I that's one reason why I hate Mexico. There's so many legends in Mexico. Like, you're never supposed to fall asleep on a tree right next to a hole because the devil can pull you in there. And it's just how every place has its own ghost stories and everything. And it's just, as I'm Mexican and my family lives in Mexico, I hate going. One, I hate because it's dangerous, and two, it's just I don't like it at all.
So have you seen any of these things yourself?
I have never seen. I had this one time where I was in my dad's room, and I see some white cloaked thing pass by our hallway. And either if I was asleep or I was awake, because as soon as I got up, like I saw it, I got up and I stared in the hallway a little bit, and I was too freaked out to walk over there. And my uncle was in my room, and the thing came from my room, it went out from my room into the living room. And so I go to ask my uncle, hey, did you see anything? He's like, what do you mean? Did you see like anything just right now, just pass by or anything? And he's like, no. And from that whole night, and from there on, when I was a little kid, I was too afraid to go into the living room by myself in the dark. And that was the only time I've ever seen something like that. And I don't know if it was like, it was just pretty creepy. Like, I'm just like, I have not had anything at all lately. Like, I would love, like,
Love it for it to happen?
No, the thing is, like, we have this, and sadly they tore it down. We have this, we had a tuberculosis hospital right by Bakersfield, California. It used to be in Keene.
Right.
But they tore it down and everything, and they built a memoriam for Cesar Chavez, I think.
Okay.
So I was kind of bummed out because my fiance, she actually had an experience over there where they were like, oh, trying to be like hard and everything, be like, oh, we're cool, this and that, like, okay, let's go in here, let's go see what we find, whatever.
Like urban exploration.
Exactly. They didn't even make it in the building. They were freaked out as soon as they saw a ball rolling towards them, and they all ran.
What?
Like, they just saw that ball run, like they were in the playground area of that place, and they hear like little kids, this and that, and they're already freaking out, and they're like, oh, it's just our imagination, this and that, whatever. And they see a ball just roll towards them, and they just ran.
Yo, I can attest that little kids playing sounds can be fucking terrifying.
Well, yeah, like we had it. All right, and this other thing that's happened. I don't know if it's stupid. Like, I have different things that actually pop up at different times, but like, there's this one. My mom, she had this clown, little wind-up clown. Yeah, I was terrified of it. I was terrified. You wind it up, it plays little music, whatever. She had it in a closet, and I guess my cousins were being really mean to me, and they left me in the closet, and they know I hated that clown, so they left me in the closet and closed the door and wouldn't let me out. But as soon as I was in there, all you hear is the turning of the chime of the clown, and I'm just freaking out, and I'm looking at the clown. It's turning its head, and it chooses to stop right when it stares at me.
What?
And I was done. I have not seen that clown, and I do not want to see it. And I don't know if my parents still have it, but it freaks me out.
Could it be one of those clowns that have that kind of function? You know how in the 90s?
It's a clown. You wind it up, it plays music, and it moves its head, like it moves it up and everything around and stuff like that.
So
and
it does do that. It does do that.
Yeah, it does that, but it was weird that it played on its own, and then it chooses to stop to stare at me. Like, growing up, I hated dolls, every single kind of dolls. I never liked them. My mom had this life-size doll that she just loved. She just bought it, and she just loved it. She would dress it up herself and everything. I hated it. It was freaky.
Yo, I can attest to what I was talking about though before, the kid sound stuff. I can share a short one. I used to have a friend that he had a terrifying story. He was basically driving. He was basically like a relative of his had passed away. And he was going to go visit this relative at nighttime in the cemetery because it was after his work. And he basically drove up to that cemetery to, ponder and talk about things to this relative of his, his really close relative who has passed away. And of course, he was having kind of like a quarter life crisis, right? He was really young, but he was like thinking about a lot of things and a lot of stuff was going on. So he starts talking to this relative, the grave, and I think it was like an indoor one. It was like inside a church or something. And as he's speaking to it, and it was totally at night, so there was like nobody else there, and it was like a Tuesday night or something. And he's speaking to it, letting his thoughts run wild and go through and stuff. And then suddenly he hears all these kids playing in that place, and he's just like just kids randomly playing. And the terrifying thing is that there wouldn't be kids, in the cemetery on like a Tuesday night, but there was a lot of friggin' kid sound just everywhere, playing. And then of course he got the hell out of there, and I think he said it was like a stormy night or something like that too. But yeah, I mean, that's a terrifying experience, and he told me that while he was driving me home one night, my friend. So I got chills listening to that fucking story. So I can attest, kid sounds are fucking terrifying.
Yeah, especially when there's not supposed to be any around. Like, the thing is that my fiance's family kind of experiences a lot of weird things. Like my soon-to-be mother-in-law and everything, she's actually had a vision once that she walks into her kitchen, sees a body wrapped in a white cloth, like a child's body wrapped in a white cloth, and candles all around it. And then the next day, she finds out one of her nephews got ran over by a bus, coming from school, and she just had a feeling that it was that. Like, and my fiance herself, right before her uncle passed away, and this is like right before her traditional for Mexican girls is a quinceañera, so their 15th birthday. She had like a dream that her grandfather passed away. Either if it was a dream or a vision, she was not sure because she's not even sure if she was awake or asleep. But that he comes by, is like, oh, I want to tell you happy birthday and I love you so much and I miss you. And it's like for them, and like it's just they have so much stuff going around. Like even they had a neighbor coming screaming at their door saying there's a witch hurting me, and she had like scratches all over her face. And it's just like, and I'm just wondering, like, I don't know what's going on with their side of the family, like to all this that. Like,
yeah, there could be something there, because I've had people say like they've had like it's like a bloodline, right? Or if it's a particular religion or something, then it tends
no,
to.
it's because it's just that they have experience stuff like goes around, like how I'm saying this lady that they were really good friends with, they thought that somebody put a curse on her because every single time she would close her eyes, she would see a witch with a really messed up face.
Right.
And so she was afraid to sleep. She was afraid to get her to close her eyes. She was afraid of all that, and ends up being, that they think somebody put a spell on her and everything. And when she would close her eyes, she would start getting attacked and everything. And just one day, she just freaked out and just right to my fiance's like old house where she just comes banging on the door. She's like yelling, "I need help! I need help! She's hurting me, this and that." And it's just when I heard that, I just thought that was really weird, and like it's amazing that stuff like this actually happens. I find like I love everything paranormal. I love reading stuff about getting information more and more and learning about these stuff, and that's just my hobby that I do.
Nice.
So
I'm guessing you love how I do daily uploads then.
I get it right. Like I'm at work. Like right now I'm at work, and I've always been wanting to get on here. Like I've been wanting to tell you these stories, and I'm at work right now. So I work really high up. So pretty much nobody's able to really bother me. Like I work about 11 feet in the air.
Okay.
So I don't know if that's dangerous that I'm on the phone when I'm 11 feet in the air.
No, it should be okay.
I have a harness.
I'm 2 floors up. I'm in my house, so I've got.
Well, I'm on a little lift. I'm on a harness.
What the?
Well, if you say I'm fine, I guess it's good to believe.
Yeah, man. Of course.
But yeah, you're right. I get a notification as soon as I get a notification, and it sucks that like it drains my battery. But as soon as I get a notification, I'm like, I'm gonna listen to this. I gotta listen to it while I work.
Thank you, dude. Thank you. Notification squad.
Yeah. So well, that's all my stories. I don't want to take up so much time, but of course I'll still be listening while I finish my day of work.
Okay. Well, thank you. You can always. Hopefully, I can do them Wednesday and Friday, but you can always come back again.
If I have anything, but of course I'll be here to listen.
Thank you, man. Jose, man. I thought he was the other Jose. But thank you to this Jose. So Aubrey, hey, how old are you and where are you from?
I am in Pennsylvania. I am from Pennsylvania.
Right. Can you disclose your age or age range?
From 14 to 15.
Okay. So, all right. Cool. Okay. So what kind of story do you have? Is it paranormal?
Okay. So, It was a night with me and my friends. We were playing our game called Outlast on our PS4.
All right.
It was a dark night. I wasn't supposed to be over his house because his parents were out for the week. And we started hearing the gates open because we heard it open and shut, open and shut, open and shut. And he wanted me to go investigate. And I said, "You must be crazy. I'm not going to investigate." So he says, "Okay, we should both go, but we should get weapons." So we go to the kitchen really quietly, grab 2 butcher knives. We look, there's no one there, but we do see this dark figure in the corner, staring in like its hood, and we don't know what to do. We try to call the cops, but the phone line is dead. Then what we do is we try to stay calm and try to get help, but next thing you know it, we hear banging on the door. The back door is trying to open, and we are terrified. We don't know what to do, so we hide in the closet. Next thing you know it, when we're in the closet, I try to keep him calm because he's breathing really loud. That's going to give away our cover. And I put it in my mouth, my hand over his mouth, try to silence him. And then I hear the most terrifying noise ever. He screams, and I don't know what to do. I am terrified and shocked.
Wait,
and
your friend or the thing outside?
My friend. And all I know to do is just take the knife and just stab the guy in his leg. So as we stab him in the leg, he doesn't make any sound of pain whatsoever. But what he does is let go of my friend, and we both run into the woods. We hide in the tree.
Why do I hear laughing in the back?
That's my brother. My bad.
So he thinks this story is funny, that you stabbed a guy and, you know, you assaulted a guy and he could have...
Yeah, he's playing a game, that's why.
Oh, no, I just... Oh, okay, of course.
So, yeah.
I'll let you finish. Hey, I'll let you finish. I'll let you finish.
And then we see him open the door. He turns on a flashlight. And we're really lucky that we did not hide in a bush, because he looks in a bush, and we're under the tree above him.
Ah, of course.
He runs off, and we are safe. Then finally, the phone line comes back on, and we're able to call 911. They find the guy. Turns out he was a homeless, insane person, dangerous, who was wanted. And that's how me and my friend were, like, close to dying, but didn't.
It's a great story, dude.
Thanks.
Jesus.
This actually almost happened, so
I know.
I'm glad that this actually did not, like, you know, go down.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Thank you for that.
Thank you for your horror stories that you make up.
That I make up.
Well, you know, they're awesome.
Thank you, man.
You too.
You know, that was a great story, though. I don't know. She could, like, think about screenwriting or just stuff like that. All right, so we have Anime Geek here with a story, and after that, I think I'll just read them. I know. Anime Geek.
Hi.
Hi. How old are you, and where are you from? You have a nice voice, by the way.
Oh, thanks. I'm 13. I'm from Wisconsin.
Okay, what kind of a story do you have?
Well, I have some ghost stories.
Nice. Okay, let's hear them.
So, my mom, she was in a hospital with me, and my dad used to come home because, like, he had to get stuff for my mom, and I had these cabinets in my room. They were open all by themselves, but they had, like, a latch on them, so the wind can't open them.
Uh-huh.
So that's one thing that happened. And another thing that happened is I was on a couch, and my mom was taking a nap. My dad was gone. And I'm like, I have to go to the bathroom. So I look up, and I look in the kitchen, because that's where the bathroom was at. I don't know why.
So it's near the kitchen.
Yeah. And so there's, like, this demon thing in my kitchen. And it was just, like, staring at me, telling me to come to it, which I didn't. I went to my mom and woke her up.
Mm-hmm.
So a couple more things happened.
Wait, so what does this demon look like? Like the typical red-horned devil-looking thing, or what?
It was, like, white, but it had, like, all the demon stuff on it.
Demon stuff? What is that? That's savage as hell. It sounds insane. That sounds like a new brand for something. But what kind of a demon? What's, like, scales or whatever? What?
Well, like, it has, like, horns and stuff and all that. I can't really describe it. It was, I don't know.
Okay.
So I went to my mom. I woke her up, and more strange stuff happened, and we moved. So we moved. What?
I was gonna. Do you see this stuff a lot, or is it like a?
I used to see it a lot when I was little, but I'm seeing it less and less now. So we moved again into this new house, and I went to the bathroom to do my hair and stuff, and there's a shadow figure, like, on my ceiling, and I know it wasn't my shadow. It was, like, crawling on my ceiling.
Yeah, of course it wouldn't be you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless you were crawling on the floor and then you know.
Unless, yeah. So I stare at it in my mirror and I turn around, which it was gone. So I look back and it was so gone. And so, like, a couple days later, I decided to take a bath. And I heard a woman's voice, and she told me to get out. So I got out, and I went to my mom. I'm like, did you tell me to get out? Like, tell someone to get out? And she's like, no. I've been, like, in my room reading a book and stuff. I'm like, oh, okay. So we moved again. We moved a lot. And I live in this apartment with my stepdad now. And my mom had another kid.
Right.
He used to like play pranks on me and stuff. So like he hid under my bed and grabbed my ankles and stuff. So one day he did that, and I chased him around to like get him out of my room. And I go back in my room and sit down. A couple minutes later, something grabs my ankle again. So I look under my bed to yell at him, but nobody was under my bed.
Okay.
And I recently moved in with my dad.
Like your real dad?
Yeah, my real dad. And he was in his room and he heard the bathroom door close. So he looked up and like he seen like foot, I don't know how to say it.
You saw feet.
Yeah, foot, whatever, walking around. And I was in there for like a while, and he asked if I was okay, which I came out of my room and said, I've been in my room the whole time and stuff. He's like, I seen you go to the bathroom. I heard the door close and everything. So I opened the door and nobody was inside.
This sounds pretty plausible. This story sounds plausible compared to the demon one. This sounds pretty plausible. So you think this house is haunted?
Well, like, not the house is haunted, but me, I guess.
Like haunted life, eh? I mean, have you told your parents or family members any details about all this stuff going on with you?
Yeah.
And they say what? Like, has your mom? Do you have a history of it? Like a bloodline thing? Your mom also is like that?
My mom is also like that. My dad, he believes me and stuff, but he hasn't had anything happen to him.
What is there something that's happened to your mom before that's interesting, or?
Well, like, she hasn't told me what happened. She only told me one thing, and that was like when she was little. She used to like play in a like stairwell, and there was like this Indian girl that would like play with her and stuff. And that's all she told me.
So you do have a bloodline with I mean, are you guys a specific religion, like pagan, or is she?
My mom's an atheist and I'm Christian.
Atheist.
Yep.
Okay. Atheists should be okay. I'm atheist, so I mean I haven't really seen anything crazy. But okay, well thank you. Do we have a name we can call you besides Anime?
My name's Alyssa.
Alyssa, thank you for watching my videos and stuff. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. I'll do some narrations because everybody's been sending me. Okay, only for today, guys. I want you guys to come on and share them usually, but only for today. Everyone's sending like writing up the stories and wanting me to narrate them. I'll do that for you for today, okay? Because nobody wants to come in today. I don't know why. Only Jose, man. All right, so you guys send me a bunch.
Yeah, it's only me, but like I've been wanting for so long, and normally, like I say, I stay on YouTube. I just put YouTube like stories, whatever, from like different people because I love horror. Horror is my thing, like, and so I just leave my phone on YouTube on, playing in my pocket, so it drains my battery. And like last time I was in it, so I could do something, but my battery's about to die. I gotta get off.
Yeah. All right, so thank you for supporting. So we have a couple of stories. If you guys want to get in, send me a blank email. And okay, I'll send you the link first. Sorry, guys. And then I'll narrate the story. So this is called Story for the Live Stream. This happened to me when I was turning 15. Me and two of my friends were the type of people who would stay away from crowds, and we'd usually stay in a group. In my first year of high school, I tried to stay away from boys because the way I saw them at the time was as jerks who just wanted to play sports and hook up with the popular girls, things that I wasn't interested in. One day in science class, I fell on my shoulder. I looked over my shoulder and I felt a hand on my shoulder, sorry. I looked over my shoulder and there was no one there. I shrugged it off and finished taking my notes and waited for the bell. Well, when the bell rang, I was held behind by my teacher. I asked him why he was keeping me after the bell, and he looked at me in the eyes and sighed. He replied,
I don't know if you felt it, but a man was behind you grabbing your shoulder. But he seemed to be ghost-like, almost transparent. I paled and tried to hide my fear. I thanked him and ran to the buses. I would feel as if people were watching me from my windows. I would hear my wood floor creak and hear taps on my windows. When I told my mom and dad, they just dismissed it as me staying up late. One of my friends came over one day, and while coming down the stairs, she suddenly just fell. When I heard her swear, I walked up to her and saw her clutching her right foot. I asked her what happened, and she said that my brother had pushed her. I stormed up the stairs, but stopped as I remembered my brother was at his cousin's. I felt fear sweep over my entire being, and I ran down the stairs and helped my friend up. These types of things are now commonplace in my house now. We tried using a Ouija board, and we got some answers. We figured out it was the previous owner of the house, and he was a cruel man. We don't like to talk about it, and we don't know what to do. Do you have any suggestions? I guess if you guys have suggestions, you guys can put in the chat or something. I personally, I don't have any experiences with this stuff, man. I'm sorry. We gotta get some of the other people back on here or something, like Demona or something to help us all out, you know. Okay, this is gonna be an interesting one. This is a Craigslist story, guys. So let's listen to a Craigslist story. I am an avid Craigslist user. At least once a day, I go on to check out any cheap items for sale or community events, and when unemployed, jobs. I myself also post things such as items I'm selling that I don't want, and even offered services for a cheap security guard for events. But anyways, you're here to listen to a story, right? Well, I've actually had two incidences that happened to me, both very strange. Maybe not as scary as others, but still weird. The first story begins when I put up a post selling my Yankees jersey that no longer fit me. I put up, selling New York Yankees jersey number 2, Derek Jeter cheap. I was going to sell it for $22. About a week later, I get a text on my phone from a guy asking if I'm still selling the jersey. I replied, yes, are you interested? He said yes and asked me when he could pick it up. I told him we could meet in a public place like a fast food joint and exchange there. He refused, saying it would be better at my house. We went back and forth for a bit, and I told him I'll only sell it if he's willing to meet up in a public place. He refused once again, and I told him no public place, no jersey, and left it as that. For the rest of the day, he either called or texted or every 5 minutes insisting to meet at my house, leaving me voicemails and texts saying, come on, I just want to talk, or you're gonna regret this. I just continued to ignore him and even blocked his number. Not too long after, I got a text from another number saying, I know where you live. You left your address on the post. Crap. I completely forgot about that, as I used autofill when I was feeling lazy to write it all out. Immediately, I go and take down the post. Not that it will do anything now, as this psycho knows where I live. For the next few days, I was paranoid as any little noise startled me. Now, this is usually the part of the story where the guy ends up coming to my house and a huge something happens, but no, sorry to disappoint, nothing happened. No more calls, no text, nothing. Like it never even happened. Now, it couldn't have just been my imagination, could it? The second story has to do with me doing a gig. At the time, I didn't have my current job of a security guard, so I was looking for work on Craigslist. I found a gig offering $50 to help move things into a moving van. $50, eh? I thought to myself, I could use that. I responded, and not too long, I got a text giving me the address to the location. Now I live in Baldwin Park, California, and some parts are nice. But Baldwin Park has some of its ghetto areas. This was one of them. I arrived to the location. It was a 2-story house, but it wasn't the nicest looking house or yard. Anyways, I knock on the door, and a tall, lanky white guy answers. I tell him I'm here to move your things into the moving van. He says, great, and that he needed the help as he lives and is alone. However, I noticed that they were short a moving van. Huge red flag. I asked where it was, and he said, oh, it's running a bit late. It'll be here. And he also said, hey, wait out here. I'm going to bring you the money right now so I don't forget it later. I couldn't just reminded him but I did as he said. As soon as he closed the door, I heard movement in the second story of the house. Whoa, was that him? He must be the Flash. He was fucking quick. I walked around the side of the house and noticed a figure through the window. This was all during a span of around 10 seconds, so he must have really ran there. But to my horror, another figure came into the room. I thought he was all alone. I put my head near the house to hear them a bit better and heard them making out the sentences, yeah, he's here, and lead him into this room. And as soon as I heard that, I was gone. I backed into my car and I drove away. It was a dead-end street, so I had to make a U-turn to get out. As I passed the house, I noticed about 5 guys coming out, all giving me glares, and all looked like homeless, drugged-out people. Despite all this, I still use Craigslist. However, now I carry pepper spray with me, just in case. Awesome stories. But yeah, I saw that Craigslist documentary about how this guy used Craigslist to live for 30 days or something like that, man. That's insane. But seriously, dudes, if it were me, I would not use Craigslist. It's fucking dangerous. But yeah, awesome fucking stories, dude. This is only telling you guys to not use it for stuff. I mean, it's good. It's a good place to meet people, but yeah, it's fucking crazy. So, if you guys have any stories, whatever. No one's coming tonight anyways. I have a feeling about that. Okay, let us see. So next one is going to be a paranormal story. And it's by Daniel. This is a story that happened to me when I was 7 years old. At the time, for a child, it was quite frightening, but now I can just laugh about it. My brother, who was 9 at the time, and I were walking around in the mall. We played hide and go seek in the clothing store where we were waiting for my mom. We got bored and decided to walk around the store. We walked outside eventually. We ended up getting lost and walk around the mall trying to find the store our mom was at. Suddenly, my brother tugs my arms and says, I think that guy is following us. I quickly turned around to see a tall Asian man, all right, me, going through what I guess was a PDA. Thinking he was just trying to scare me like most big brothers, I nudged him and said, no, he's not, don't scare me. However, I turned around a few more times to see him still behind us at every turn. At this point, I remember stranger danger and am on full alert. Even as a 7-year-old kid, I could tell he was pretending to be busy on his PDA and obviously following us getting closer the more turns we made. Sorry. My brother pulls me into a clothing store. We walk all the way to the back of the store with the man still behind us. My brother says, Danny, run! We both turn around and run zigzag, zigzag. He yells as he runs from side to side, passing each other. All the running and yelling drew the attention of a security guard, and he helped us find our mom. I couldn't point out the man since he was gone and couldn't really give a good description other than he was Asian. I don't remember why my brother said not to tell my mom, but I didn't tell her because I was afraid we would be even in more trouble. Now that I am 23, I realize how I was most likely almost kidnapped and how lucky I was for having my big brother there. He could have just really been on his PDA. Jesus Christ. But yeah, thank you for the story, dude.
I have a question.
Yeah.
I don't know if it matters because I can see I'm the only one here, but the most of the stories that you make, like the skinwalker stuff, is that do you believe it yourself or skinwalkers, werewolves, I don't know if you've made a story of vampires and everything or anything.
Yeah, I did. Yo, I like to believe. I like to believe it, man. I find it's. I'm just like you, dude. I find it so friggin' interesting that I'm like, yeah, it has to be true. Like I want it to be true. You know what I'm saying?
Like I remember there's this program that I used to watch on TV. I forgot what channel it was, but it was called Lost Tapes.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if you can actually find it on YouTube. It picks a certain have you heard of the Dover Demon?
No.
Oh, the Dover Demon is supposed to be some kind of alien hybrid thing, the same thing as the Chupacabra, but it'll have like a little scenario where it apparently makes a fake found footage video, like, oh, what happened and stuff, but it like in between things it'll give you like little facts of stuff. Like they have an episode of the Dover Demon, they'll have an episode of Chupacabra, they'll have an episode of vampires, zombies, and like it'll just tell you where things start off. Like I don't know if you know the origin of where the first zombie was like reported, which was I think I can't remember where exactly, but it was some woman that they thought died, and they end up seeing her walking around with groceries. but she was like her whole mindset was blank.
Right.
Like you see at her, you try talking to her, she's just blank. Like she's just living like going around living her normal life, but without any emotions or anything. But it's an interesting show to go into. It's called The Lost Tapes, which was I think from National Geographic or something like that, and it's all paranormal and it's really interesting.
Yo. Serious question. Don't go yet. Yo, serious.
No,
question.
I'm here. I'm just muting you. So.
Okay. So that zombie story, did it come before Night of the Living Dead or after?
Yeah, I think it came before. Like I have this book. I love zombies, movies, and everything. I love it myself. I have this book. It's a zombie survival guide, and it literally tells you the best things you can do. Like the best thing to do in a 2-story house: grab a ladder, break the stairs, and you're safe. Okay. When you need to go get food or anything like that, you put the ladder down and you go do what you need to do.
Yo, the thing is, I've always wanted to do like maybe like a zombie true scary story, but like there's not a lot because I don't think anyone's really seen one, dude.
And no, I doubt like if you find something like that, that'd be actually pretty amazing. Just due to the fact that you just you know like skinwalkers, vampires. Like I have a story that this friend that I had, she thought she saw a vampire because she looked up in the moon and she saw a figure of a man. But as soon as she saw the figure of a man, she sees like it just gone, and all of a sudden she sees her tree start moving back and forth, and with no wind, and she automatically thought, she just thought to herself, "Oh, I think that was a vampire," because it was flying in the air and it just got into her tree.
I think if there is, because I did vampire stories before, and a lot of them were like they had signs of maybe being a vampire, like craving blood, being afraid of sunlight and stuff. And I feel that those kinds of stories, if you're going to look for zombie stories, it would be similar. Like they would have the elements, but you wouldn't be sure if it was 100% true or not. I
think most of them would be pretty much of this chemical or this drug that people use on you nowadays to like. Right. Yeah, that's pretty much will probably come up more because I don't know if there's this podcast I listen to. It's called the No Sleep Podcast.
Oh shit! Okay.
And it's actually really cool because and there's a story about that. I think it's called Dragon's Breath.
Right.
I think that's what the drug is called. That you use it on somebody and pretty much you tell them, hey, show me where this is at or show me where that's at, and mindlessly they'll be like, okay, here. Well, this is here and this is there. Like it's kind of a mind control set thing, but pretty much you tell them. You tell them what, and like that podcast is really cool. Like there's an app. I forgot what the app is called. I have it on my phone and they do one every week. But it's not like real stories. It's just to freak you out.
Like this, so it's kind of like a Reddit no sleep. So it comes from
actually, that's where they get it. They started off from the Reddit no sleep, and he'll explain. Oh, this is off from the Reddit no sleep. If you come up with your own story, you can submit it in, and they have a whole bunch of narrators that will pretty much narrate your stories. But like if you do it in detail with multiple characters, they'll put multiple narrators. They won't just have one person. You have like 3 females, they'll have 3 different females. If they have 3 guys, there'll be 3 different guys reading the story.
Yeah, man, hook me up, man. I need that kind of gig. Help me expand.
Well, I have the app. The app is called, man, I don't know. I just have it. It just right now that pops up. Oh, Scary Stories Audio. And I don't know if it's on, if you have an Android or an iTunes, but I have an Android phone, so I just look it up in the Play Store. Scary Story audio.
I think you guys should get my app too, by the way, because I
have an app. I'm pretty sure I would get. I'll do it right now.
All right, man. Thank you. Much appreciated. Okay.
Yeah, like I said, I'm just excited because I've been wanting to, get on this. When you have a live stream, like, oh, I have these stories. I have some of them. So I think it'll be pretty cool. And I guess today was just my lucky day.
Yeah, I mean, there's no one else, so I mean, it's just you.
Yeah, I can see that, which I think is a shame, But either way, I tell people about like how I said, I'm into a lot of the paranormal things and everything, like, ghosts, whatever, and like it's just interesting to find, like saying, you have alien stories. Do you necessarily believe in aliens yourself?
I believe in aliens. Like, I think aliens are one of the ones that I believe in the most, because it's so arrogant to think that in the whole wide, vast universe that we would be the only living species that exists.
It would kind of be boring too if you think about it.
It would be boring, and it wouldn't make sense, scientifically. It's so big. How could we be one?
And especially that every little thing, like, how they say, oh, it was probably too difficult for the Egyptians to build the thing by themselves. Yeah, I mean, and also like the picture, like you have certain drawings. I forgot what drawing was, but there's a certain drawing where it's a woman, I think, and right behind the woman there's a dog and a man staring at a shiny object in the air, and it's an old painting.
Yeah. If you guys watch the History, I think it's on History Channel, Ancient Aliens, they talk a lot about this stuff. I mean, if you're interested, Jose, you can totally watch that show. It's insane.
Yeah, I get made fun of because I kind of look like the guy that's, the little meme of aliens.
The tan guy?
Yeah, the one with his crazy hair and everything, and then it has a little meme aliens.
Yeah, I love that guy, man. He's like so hardcore with.
Like, I don't know, my hair just.
Oh.
I don't know.
Oh, bro, no, you don't look like him. No, he's much darker. Like, he's much tanner, dude.
Yeah. No, but my hair, I'm just saying, because how my hair just pops up and everything.
Yeah. Okay. We're gonna do maybe one more story, and then we'll do Q&A because there's no one tonight. So we're just gonna end it early, I guess, in 1 hour.
I'm actually gonna head out too, but like I said, I enjoyed it, and I just enjoy every single time you put a podcast. Like I said, I get the notification as soon as I get it on my phone. I'm right there listening to it.
Thank you.
So if I have anything else, I'm pretty sure I will come in and start talking. Thank you.
Yeah.
I will. Thank you.
Okay, bye. Okay, thank you, Jose, man. Wow, my only supporter tonight. All right, so we're gonna do a story, and then we'll do Q&A, and then we'll end it. So my paranormal stories. There are several of them that I'm going to do. I'll do them by age. My first time experience of the paranormal was when I was 8 years old. As a child, I was overly adventurous and loved spooky woods near my dad's home. Now that I live with him, I could explore them. That changed very quickly one day. It was just being after school. I was in the backyard chasing dragonflies when I heard a large crack of a branch, thinking it was a doe that lived near. I went to look. Unfortunately, it wasn't. I looked into the eyes of a reptilian-like male or lizard humanoid. His skin was vibrant dark blue and shimmered in the color when the sun hit it. Surprisingly, he had hair. It was the same as his skin. He had no tail, but he had fangs and bright gold reptilian eyes. I was mesmerized. Being a tomboy, I love snakes and lizards, much to my family's horror. One thing that disturbed me the most was his grin and his bloody muscle shirt. He smiled at me and asked in a deep voice, "Do you want to play, little one?" I shook my head no and fled with his low laugh following me. From 8 to 12, I had nightmares of him, but I never stepped foot in the forest. But still, I looked at it longingly. Another incident happened around the age of 14. Though me being pregnant, she was pregnant at 14 with my son, which I was 19 at the time of him being in me. Starting at 14, I was having a lot of back problems. So this is kind of confusing. My spine would feel like someone was stabbing me, and sometimes I had trouble breathing. One night, falling asleep from the pain of my back spasms, I was dreaming of me being alone at night, holding a really fancy camera. Suddenly there's a bang and thumps in the second bedroom, or storage room as we called it. Not a surprise since this was a trailer, but this land and my family have their fair share of paranormal from both sides of the family. So these bangs and thumps scare me. The dream me was scared and I knew why. Suddenly I stood up in my dream, taking a deep breath and then running into where the second bedroom the light was already on. My heart was pounding. I screamed at the top of my lungs and banged on the wall, get out right now. I turned the light back. And there he was. His eyes, his hiss, from the second bedroom closet. I slammed the door shut and ran into the living room and turned the camera on and faced it in the hallway. The light turned on. I heard footsteps and clicks of what could have been claws. The door slowly opened with a creak. He stood up past the door. Most likely, he was 6'9" or more. His yellow eyes pierced into mine as he hissed and walked out into the open, so I could fully see him, and he was all shadowy, yet like a fire-like flame substance. He was very muscular, and you could tell every detail of his fingers and claws. It was so long. I looked at his fangs and huge horns, and he was a demon. He hissed at me, and I knew he wasn't at all happy with me. He charged at me so fast with a bulky being. You wouldn't think it would jump back. But it was too late. He raised his right hand, then I woke up, gasping and crying. My sheets were soaked with sweat. Shakingly, I got up to get dressed for school. Fast forward to a couple of months. It was close to being spring break. The bonfire thing was happening. I think either I was close to 15 or still 14. My best friend Daryl. I had a crush on him, but I never got to tell him. The night of the bonfire, I was at home asleep. When asleep, I had the most weird dream. I was on a highway, then two beams of light, then blackness. It was so cold and I had no idea what was going on. I woke up with a strong sense of dread. The day after, I found out that Daryl was killed on the highway by a truck. When I found this out, I wondered to myself, was I in him before he died? Or did he contact me just to say goodbye in his own way? Fast forward to my 10th or 11th grade in high school. I was sleeping in my mattress in the living room. I was already half asleep when I heard someone whisper my name as they gripped my shoulder hard and dragging their nails and claws down my shoulder. I gasped in shock and looked around, and in the corner near the hallway, a man, more of a shadow man, grinning and showing his fanged white teeth and wearing a trench coat and bowler hat. I yelled at him to get out. He chuckled and floated and ran towards the hallway. I got up to see where he went, and he was gone. Shaking a lot, I climbed back into bed. Fast forward to me being 19 and a couple months pregnant with my baby boy. I was laying in my bed from a back spasm when suddenly a woman glided into my room. I was half asleep and really stunned. She was very beautiful and looked so sad staring into the window as her old century gown in the front was stained in blood. I couldn't tell if it was hers or what, but then she looked at me and smiled softly and then disappeared. Kind of makes me wonder who she was and what happened to her on this land. A month passes, and another back spasm, only this time I heard a male voice talking. One said, "Make her feel pain, but don't kill her." Suddenly, excruciating pain traveled down my spine. And to my lungs, I gasped and rolled onto my back to rid the spasm. Slowly, the pain made me fall asleep. Later on that night, I felt a force slam into me. I gasped for air, coughing and gasping, looking around. I was afraid, then curled up into a ball, comforting my son. That was kicking my belly in fear. I soothed him and fell asleep as he calmed down. For those who seek them out, do not. It could be the last thing you ever do, and never, ever, ever film them. It makes them angry. Also, never use a Ouija board. Hardcore shit. Hardcore shit. Alright, so, wow, there's a lot of emails, dude. Maybe next time. Okay, so if you guys have any questions, we will do Q&A for like 1 minute or however many questions there are. There's someone's phone number. Only 120 people watching, dudes. So this is the first time that nobody has called in, but has instead sent me all these great stories. This feels pretty good. Maybe I'll do this more next time if you guys don't want to come, and I'll just do this. How can we join your stream through Skype? It's not through Skype. You basically send me a blank email through Gmail or email, and then I sent you the link through that email, and you guys can join. What's your what about Jin horror stories? I know, dude, I'm getting to that, man. But they're actually pretty hard. Did you get into film school? Yeah, I got into the school. It's called the Toronto Academy of Acting, so it's an acting school. And I actually got a gig. I'm gonna do a television thing pretty soon for over the summer. So that's why I've been more busy, and I've been doing less streams because I'm always outside, and I barely have enough time for myself. It's kind of like a show. And it's kind of like a talent show competition on TV. And if you win, you get to be basically maybe get to audition for like the biggest Chinese entertainment company in the world. And if you guys are following Chinese entertainment, you guys will know what company I'm talking about. But basically, yeah, I'm killing myself to do that right now. And it's extremely fun and extremely challenging. And I hope I win that competition. So yeah, so I'll be on TV soon, and I'll put the link here. Maybe we'll probably have like a online voting thing, and I can put it on my channel. Invite Belladonna from her channel. She loves you guys. Sure, yeah, why not? If I have proof of a story, how do I send it in? Send it to my email, and yeah. What's your dream car? I don't really like cars, dude. Do you have a Tumblr or Twitter or Facebook? I have a Facebook and I have a Twitter. Kind of forced to get Twitter. I don't really a social media guy, but it's better for the channel. So, what about Mount Fuji Forest Stories? Yeah, I did actually a Suicide Forest Stories, and I did a lot of stuff on Suicide Forest because I've been to Suicide Forest before. So, yeah, I do that. Do you have an app? Yes, I do have an app. If you go to my channel, top right corner, the Apple sign, click on it, and you can download my app. Well, thank you so much. 3 favorite foods: pizza, sushi, and I don't know, like Chinese food. Just anything, man. Wish me a happy birthday. Okay, Mary, happy birthday. Cool. Are you only gonna do hour-long videos from now on, or you gotta go back to longer ones? Yeah, I'm not sure. Depends. Like tonight, now people have joining, so I'll probably shorten it. Or if I'm busy, I'll make it an hour. But I loved it when we had like 4-hour videos, dude. That was insane. Do you like horror fiction? I love horror fiction. That's why I got started, dude. Fuck. Congrats. I thought the streams had ended. It was hard not knowing because I love these. Yeah, no, dude, it's not ending, but I was just so busy. Like the opportunity I was talking to you about, the TV thing, the competition, it's causing me to like not be at home, so I can't physically be here, but I can still make videos, but I can't physically do the streams. I can't do it while I'm on the street or driving or something, you know? Would you ever go vegan? Yeah, man, maybe when I'm older, dude. Am I a beast? Yeah, you're a beast, dude. Paper or plastic? What? Have you read Hawaiian ghost stories? Yeah, I'll do that. I have no clue how to send a blank email. I think I read your story, dude. What's your favorite type of horror story? The ones that are true, deep web stories. I lost sleep on that. App on Android. Yes, my app can be downloaded on Android and iPhone. Do you have any Mexico urban legends? Everybody that comes on here is from Mexico, and they always have urban legends. Are your streams back to Wednesday and Friday now? No, I'm not sure. I'll probably just have them when I'm like less busy. But I guess when school starts September, then I'll be more of scheduled. I'm so sorry, guys. Like I want it to be scheduled, but it's hard for with my schedule right now. I'm so sorry. Would you do more documentaries on haunted places? Yes. Where are you?
right here. Is it too late to call in? Yes, it's too late to call. We're almost done. There's a lot of weird questions too that I'm not going to answer. Sorry, guys. If you could have any power, what would it be? Like superpower, like I guess speed, like the Flash, or Superman. I don't know. Either is or like Dragon Ball Z. Is it true that you love turtles? Well, I do like turtles. It's an awesome question. All right. Have you done any European ghost stories? No, I will do that soon. I shall do that very soon. HS1, do you think... Oh, fuck it. Sorry, dudes. Do you think I should come on and tell a quick story about my bedroom ghost? No, because we're almost done. But Master Sword, you can come next time. I don't know what I'm doing it, guys. Like, serious. I'm sorry. If you go to any haunted place, where would you go? I think it's that place where there's like all dolls and it's an island or something like that. I'd probably go there. Do you expect your channel to get as big or as big as a following as it has? No, but I actually, May 1st is my 1-year anniversary on YouTube, and I actually made a video like just now, I think, and it's gonna be coming up on that day, 1-year anniversary. And yeah, it's going to talk about how I feel about like almost getting to 50K in 1 year, which is insane. I never thought it would get to here in 1 year. I'll be honest. I think like some people would probably want to watch it, but not this many. Wear your glasses. I hate my freaking glasses. I hate wearing my glasses. I have to be super tired to wear my glasses. Happy almost channel anniversary. Thank you. I made a video and you can thank me on there. What's your favorite channel? Horror Studio 1. Yeah, Island of the Dolls is what I was talking about. Can you play the clarinet? No. Have you ever done Ouija board? No. If I did, I probably have better stories to tell. Jesus Christ. I love you. Thank you. If you were my dad, how would you hold me? Hug me. If you were my dad, how would you hug me? What do you think about Lazy Masquerade? He's a good looking guy. Social. I always listen to your videos. Same with other horror narrators when I play games. It's just one. Have you done any drugs? No. But I've lived with my roommate used to be a drug dealer. No, this is like real. Like, do you like Mr. Nightmare? I love Mr. Nightmare. Have you done the Charlie challenge thing? Nope. Are you friends with B-Busta? I've talked to him before. But besides saying like hi, I mean, we didn't really have like a deep conversation. Who's your celebrity crush? Kate Upton. Okay. Are you easily scared? Yes. Can you make an ASMR video? Sure. Why not? Why not? Blondes versus brunettes. They're both good. You should check out Real Ghost Stories online. I think I've checked that out. Have you had sleep paralysis? No. Wow, this Q&A is getting really long. No. It's gonna say I'm Batman. No, it's okay. I'm not gonna do that. What instruments can you play? Doesn't matter what level you're at. I can play piano, grade 8 piano, and I can sing. If you guys have watched my singing channel. Have you thought of doing a video on stories from Suicide Forest in Japan? I did that, Eve. I did that a while back. Can you draw? No, I'm totally garbage at drawing. Do you watch Mr. Spooky? No. I think I watched one video from him. Why are your teeth so white? I don't know. I brush like twice a day at least. What's the longest you've liked someone? Oh, come on. Do you know Leafy is here? I fucking love that guy, man. What's your... Oh my god. Are you Korean, Asian? I'm Chinese. Do you watch Rob Dyke? Sometimes. Have you astral projected during meditation, part of yoga? No. I haven't. Have you heard of the cowhead story? No. Have you heard of night marchers? No. All right, so we're about done. We should get Leafy here. Yeah, man, I would fucking love to talk to that guy. So fucking funny. So cool, guys. Thank you so much. I guess next time try to actually come in more and we can talk on live. But today, thank you. It's great doing live again, even though I'm just by myself. All right, bye, guys. Peace.